Hello everyone. So for today's class we can go through the structural analysis portions. So we'll start with the structural analysis. Okay, so let us look in detail what actually included in the structural analysis portions, focusing on to the competitive examination. So the first comes the displacement response of a statically determinate structural systems using energy method, to be very specifying like using strain energy methods. So let us look in detail how the displacement response. So here you can see the heading, the displacement response of a structural systems using energy method, and in that it is it is specified here, the displacement response of statically determinate structural systems using energy method. And by energy method it is actually using strain energy method, by using strain energy methods. Okay, so here you can see by energy methods means using strain energy method. So the first point is the structure as a whole, while considering any element or the elements of a structural system. So the structure as a whole undergo a set of displacements due to external forces acting on it. Okay, as a result of external forces which is acting on a structure, so the structure as a whole will undergo displacements. Okay, so that is the first point you need to note here. So here you can see that point, the structural system as a whole undergo a set of displacements due to the external forces, due to the effect of external forces acting on it, the structural system will undergo displacements. So we are going to evaluate the displacement response, okay, by using the energy, the strain energy method. Okay, so this is the first point in connection with that. Now we can look the second point, if you are applying a force, or a force is applied on a structure, so it will create some displacements due to the action of force, and as a result of which there will be a considerable loss of potential energy. Okay, when the force is applied, the structure will undergo displacement, means there is a loss of energy. Okay, so that is actually the loss of potential energy. So that is actually compensated by the strain energy stored in the structural system. So that loss is compensated by storing the equivalent amount of strain energy in that particular structural system by the law of conservation of energy. So that is the next point. So here you can see the second point, that is the loss of potential energy, the loss of potential energy of external forces due to the displacements is compensated by the equal amount of energy stored. So that energy stored is actually called as the strain energy. So the loss of potential energy is compensated by the strain energy stored in the structural system, and that is actually in accordance with the conservation of, or the law of conservation of energy. So this is the second point in connection with the displacement response. So here you can see in the form of strain energy. Okay, so that loss of potential is compensated by the energy stored, which is called as the strain energy, and that is in accordance with the law of conservation of energy, the law of conservation of energy. Okay, so next we can look what are the internal forces acting on a structural system due to the action of external forces. So there are four internal forces or moments acting on a structural system. So I am listing here the four. So the first one is the axial force. So you can note the first type of, or the internal forces or moments, you can add as heading the internal forces or moments, on a structural system, due to the action of external forces. So here you can see there are four internal forces or moments. So the first one is the axial force. The second one is you can add the shear force as the second type of internal force. So shear force. Then the third one is bending moment, and the fourth one is the twisting moment, So these are the four internal forces or moments acting on a structural system.